Nothing influences the success of your talk more than connection. If your audience feels disconnected from you, then really they're not going to have much motivation to listen to anything else that's coming out of your mouth. Nobody wants that. A speaker who uses humor effectively appears more human, relatable, and likable. This will foster a connection between you and your audience. Hey sis, welcome to the Entrusted Women Podcast, a one-point podcast created to equip Christian women communicators of color. Every episode focuses on a single point to equip you in one of four areas: purpose, writing, speaking, and business. Along the way, I will share stories, lessons, tips, mistakes, and real-time experiences that I am learning on my journey as a Christian woman communicator of color. Now, let's dive into episode 16. Today's point is, when speaking, make humor work for you. So I spent a lot of time talking about serious matters like wounds. And as a result, people don't really realize how much I enjoy humor. I love to laugh. I love to make people laugh. I love thinking about what people would laugh at and inserting it into a talk. In fact, using humor in a message of any kind is a best practice. In fact, let me give you several reasons why you should be using humor in your talks. Number one, humor connects you to your audience. Nothing influences the success of your talk more than connection. If your audience feels disconnected from you, then really they're not going to have much motivation to listen to anything else that's coming out of your mouth. Nobody wants that. A speaker who uses humor effectively appears more human, relatable, and likable. This will foster a connection between you and your audience. Number two, laughter energizes people. According to the Mayo Clinic, a good laugh has great short-term effects. All right now. When you start to laugh, it doesn't just lighten your load mentally, it actually induces physical changes in your body. Laughter can enhance your intake of oxygen-rich air. Who knew? It stimulates your heart, your lungs, and your muscles and increases the endorphins, which we all need some more endorphins. And it can activate and relieve your stress response and soothe tension. Sign me up. Laughter provides emotional relief for the audience. I mentioned earlier that I often talk about heavy topics like wounds. Sometimes I give my audience a chance to breathe by incorporating a little humor. Number four, laughter helps people remember your points. Author and poet Maya Angelou said this: "At the end of the day, people won't remember what you said or did. They will remember how you made them feel." Y'all, this is true for us as speakers too. The audience may not remember our three-point talk, but they will definitely remember how our talk made them feel. So now that we know some benefits to using humor, where are some great places that we can insert it into our talk? I love to use humor in my introduction. For example, I often introduce myself to the audience by saying writing and speaking is my side gig. My full-time gig is being a wife and a mother to 2 teens. Thank you in advance for your prayers. I literally say that. And then I add, and if you would like to contribute, I've set up a GoFundMe account so that we can continue to purchase eggs and milk for my growing sons. I usually get a laugh there. Then I might add, and I'm also accepting some of those Ziploc freezer bag meals so that I can keep food on the table. Help a sister out. Sometimes the joke goes over well, sometimes not, but trust and believe that there is not a parent in the place who has not raised or is raising teenagers that cannot relate to my joke. They get it. I also use humor in my opening story. Generally, I like to tell captivating stories. Shameless plug, go back and watch that one at the top of my talk because they are a great segue to just about anything. I am usually the main character in my story, and I usually share something unbelievably embarrassing that I did. Like the time during the pandemic when I was so desperate to buy and find my family of 4 with 2 growing boys some toilet tissue. And then I ended up running down the Sam's Club aisle at top speed like Usain Bolt. You can't make this stuff up. It really happened. The next place that I love to use humor is when telling Bible stories or retelling the Bible stories. I love to breathe a little life into the stories that may have gotten stale, especially for people who've been in the church a long time. Sometimes I might read what God actually says in the Bible and then translate it into modern day language or slang with a little embellishment. You will have to figure out what type of humor will work for you. If you feel uncertain, try inserting humor in one area of your talk. Then gradually add humor in different places until you feel comfortable. Remember, the benefits to adding humor in a talk are tremendous for both the speaker and also for your audience. Have a good time. Your audience wants you to. If you are a communicator, whether you are writing or speaking, and you desire to be effective, you may feel like this is a daunting task. It is, sis. It's not just a feeling. This is why I created a 7-question quiz to help you figure out where you need to start. Take my effective communicator quiz to gain clarity on your communicator journey. Simply click the link in the description section right down there of this video or of the podcast. Additionally, if you are interested in connecting with other writers and speakers, I want to encourage you to join our free, yes, capital F-R-E, community of entrusted women that are focused on determining the message that we have been entrusted with and the intentional purpose God created us for. And I want to invite you to join me next week as we talk about why Christian communicators should sell products and services. Don't miss that one, sis.